Day, start of a new week. Hope everyone is having a good day. Give me a second. All right. Our friend Noble Swirl and Traveler. Man, they hit some big miles today. He got over 7. He was still going strong at 7, so he might have gotten like 8. I don't know. Maybe more. And Buddha was getting some reps. She's getting some burpees. Always good to see. Right now, we got our friend 2Cap up. Thomas Fahey. Hey, Austin, how are you? Austin says he's live streaming right now. I'm going to cruise on over in a minute. Supporting a friend 2Cap real quick. He's doing deck of cards push-ups. No easy feat. My cat's coming in and saying hi. Hey, Eric LaPointe. Eric says, hey to Austin, I'm a little hoarse. You may be asking why. Why are you a little hoarse, Eric? I can just hear you asking that right now. Well, I'll tell you why I'm a little hoarse. Because I raised my voice for the first time in 20, 30 years. Last time I probably raised my voice. Concert, maybe? I think the last concert I ever saw might have been, I was about to say, Paul Simon. The Graceland tour. Man, that's how long it's been. But it also might have been one of the last shows at RFK with the Grateful Dead. But that's not why I'm hoarse. Obviously, that was a long time ago. I'm hoarse because I raised my voice today. I shouted, and I have video proof that I shouted. You can go to my channel and watch the short of me raising my voice. I'm shouting my voice at our friend. I'm not going to say anything more. You guys can figure it out. Eric says, what did you yell? You guys got to go and check it out. I can't give away the secrets. It was for a worthy cause. For some I say it was a worthy cause. Others might watch it and say, man, what a load of crap. Hey, poor man, how are you? There we go. So, anyway, 2Cap, Thomas Fahey, is doing deck of card push-ups right now. I used to do deck of card style workouts. I'm trying to remember what I had. Push-ups, squats, probably mountain climbers, probably burpees. I didn't do that again. It's a really good body weight workout. And Mayhem Miracles is still here, still live. She is a live stream legend. Got the energy of 2 or 3 live streamers. Definitely outperforms me in the live streaming category. If it was an Olympic event, I would take home a bronze. She would take home a gold. Eric Point says, "Did you square the crap out of your brother?" Man, I don't know. I don't know if my brother heard it, but my cats jumped. My cats did not care for that. They're like, "Hey, this is not what we signed up for. It's said on the application before we came home with you. Quiet, mild mannered, never raises his voice." Poor man says, "Doing good, man. Did a long card video. Was a little rough, but I got 45 minutes roughly. Nice. Never easy. You know, I should spend a few bucks and get Art's program that he has. He used to do some big challenges. He'd have you do something every day of the month of September. If you're like recovery, would be run 6 miles or ruck 6 miles. Format says, did first half and messed up the recording, so I had to redo it. Hey, way to hold yourself accountable, though. Poor man said, yeah, it'd be well worth checking out. Yeah, definitely. He had a bit of an injury the last I checked. That was a while ago, though. I think he was recovering nicely. I think it was from adding weights on dips. I try to be careful with that. You got to remember, something's called body weight for a reason. Don't always need to add weight to the movement. I think that's how it affected Busy Dad when he added little too much high rep with his vest, and it changed his form just enough to cause some injury. I think if you're getting tired of the higher reps, do some limited work with a vest. That might be time to add in some weights. Just my thoughts. If your goals have shifted and now you want to put on size and get stronger, use some weights. Shift things around. Poor man says he deserves it. Art, I should at least buy a shirt out of principle. Plus, the shirts are badass. They are. You know what you could do? You could do the Pelican Bay 500 reps and get the 500 rep hoodie. That's the whole reason I first got my 500 reps. I never bothered to get the hoodie, so I'm overdue. And man, everyone in the burpee game owes a debt of gratitude to Iron Wolf, even if you don't follow him, because people that you might follow definitely did. Poor man says, rotated cuff tear. Rupert says, my man Eric with Raider Champ. Y'all go check out this short video and show some love to Yogi. Thank you, Reaper. That was for you, man. 100% for you. You know what my inspiration was? One, the fact that you're you, #1 Raiders fan. Two, your pizza video, that fine acting, the thespian quality, thespian-ish quality, Oscar-worthy, Emmy-worthy. Is it Emmy? Emmy. Is Emmy the music? Nope. I don't remember now. Grammys for music, Emmys for TV. Now we got it. Grammy Award, Emmy Award, winning performance with the refrigerator open, checking out the meat, tossing it down. I forget, what else? Was it vegetable that you held up? So I thought, man, I got to put in a performance. I could come here and just yell out Raiders, but I had to show my acting range. I had to show people, you know, I got skill. I'm not just a guy that does burpees, I'm not just a yogi. I'm not just some bald guy that shows up in your screen and talks random nonsense. I am all of those things, but not exclusively. I have range. Reaper says, yeah, Pizza Short was pretty cool. Thank you, guys. Reaper says, yeah, it was a huge salad. Now I remember. I didn't remember because it was out only so briefly before it was put back in after a head shake. Not only a head shake, this is a full range of acting ability that Reaper has. It was a disgusted head shake. Why would I eat this? This salad. So I stepped up my game. Not to mention that, hold on for a second, guys. Not to mention Raiders. I had to look up the score. 26-23 to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens are right down the street. I actually knew people on the Ravens. Not like knew, hung out with. One of them owned a pizza place next to where I used to buy my running shoes. And I was friends with all the people that I would buy my shoes from, so we would hang out. He was the guy who sued. He's the guy that got hit in the eye. Do you remember that? There was a, I don't remember the whole story. This was 15 years ago, probably more. He actually passed away. It was a shame. Zeus, they called a penalty and they threw up the flag and the flag hit him in the eye. Reaper says, donuts coming, guys. This is it. Off season has started. Ironically, on season for football, off season for Reaper. Tanya says, hi Yogi, good to catch you. Thank you, Chandra. How are you? I had 5 hours of Tundra videos this morning. Reaper says, yeah, it was a heart attack game, which is normal for us. Hey, Runner Boy. So yeah, you would think I'd be rooting for Baltimore Ravens. Couple reasons why I didn't. We're going to start reason number one. I'm a Raiders fan, obviously. You can just look at me and tell I'm a Raiders fan. Just because the Baltimore Ravens, Baltimore, and I grew up outside of Baltimore, doesn't mean I have to be a fan. And more importantly, they're not Baltimore Ravens. They're the Cleveland Browns, who just happened to move to Baltimore because the Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis. So now we got that straight. If they played the Colts, I don't know. If they played the Baltimore Colts. Reaper says, I remember that, Eric. That was on the Browns players. I got messed up. Yeah, I think so. Hey, Squirrel Sniper. Sniper says, greeting again, Eric. Hey, Sniper, I have a friend, Jessica. I'm trying to remember her YouTube. I think it's like Jess something, who sees you monitoring. I forget which channel she mentioned. And she said that she's trying to get your attention just to say hi or whatever. And I said that I would pass the word along. She met you here. Don't know if you remember. Runner Boy says, I don't actually know any American football team. You only need one. You only need to know one. This was a Raiders channel. That's it. Across the board. The only thing you need to know. Originally, it was an Oakland Raiders channel. Way back in the day, before YouTube was even invented. Because I'm a Ken Stabler fan. And two, there is no number two for a Raiders channel. Squirrel Sniper, I saw that. I saw what you did. That was funny. That was funny. Gotta admit, I'm a 1959 to 1967 Green Bay Packers fan. Why, you may ask? You guys are asking an awful lot of questions from me. Because of Jerry Kramer, the #1 pulling guard. Runner Boy says, Yogi, pick team for me, the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. Feel free to call them the Oakland Raiders, though, if you want. So, I'm still laughing at Sniper. Reaper says, Sniper, hell yeah. Reaper said, we all saw that. We did see that. Ginger Rogers. Ginger, how are you? What do you got for us today, Ginger? Sniper says, I'm a Steelers and Green Bay fan myself. I have flags from 78. Nice. 78 was a year to be a Steelers fan. That's for sure. And I'm a 1973 to 1980 Steelers fan. I was born in Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh. My mom was born outside of Pittsburgh. My grandmother grew up there. She was born in Hungary, as a matter of fact. Reaper said, I didn't see what Runner Boy put. What did he put up there, Reaper? Runner Boy says, don't tell him what that comment said. All right, Ginger Rogers. She's here with a stinky. Sorry, I can't say it, man. I cannot bring myself to say it. But we all know what's stinky. We know what you have and what it smells like. Actually, I don't know what it smells like. We just know that it stinks. It's a family-friendly channel, so I have to be careful the words that I use. We know what it is. Ginger Rogers was the inspiration for the great muffin conversation that lasted for a long time. I don't remember, probably for an hour. We talked about muffins. Muffin this, muffin that. Austin says, hi, Yogi. I am here now. Well, thanks for coming by, Austin. Austin is at 540 subscribers. So you gained some subs hanging out at Optimobs, Austin? Sniper says, my father visited whilst working making the Lipton tea commercials in 78. Nice. Ginger says, yep, we got it. Reaper says, man, this summer literally ended in 5 minutes. Man, I'm thinking it feels like just a few weeks ago. It was January, and you were just getting started. Reaper says now it's kind of it's cloudy, kind of rainy, and wind. Hey, at least it's not 100 degrees, right? Well, at least I hope it isn't. Poor man says, yeah, Reaper took day off today, was trying to get a bit of sun while it lasts. Yeah, autumn is sneaking up. Officially, meteorologists say, or autumn, right? It starts the 1st. Autumn starts September 1st. But astronomically, it begins on the equinox, which is the 22nd this month. Scientifically, they go by trends. Gregorian calendar, they go by the position of the Earth. I like both. Junior says, I am from Green Bay Packer country. Nice. So you know Jerry Kramer, Fuzzy Thurston, Jim Taylor, Paul Hornig, Bart Starr, Ray Nitsky. I'm using up all my football talk in one conversation. Poor man's raving at Austin. Austin said hi to poor man. Sniper says, is Jace on the evening beer already? How did his workout finish? I had to leave 370. He didn't see the end of it. Junior says, no pun intended. Oh, I mean Global. Hey, my friend, how are you? Global says, my man Eric, how's things? Things are going pretty good, Global. How about you? Goga, my friend. Goga, the most infectious person on YouTube. I was talking about gold medal live stream winners. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think there is a better live streamer than Goga. Goga says, blessings, everyone. Goga says hi to Austin. Eric Point says hey to Goga. And Global says, good, thank you, bro. Man, the last I saw of Global, he was causing mischief on the streets of his city, getting people to look. Hey, guy, you dropped something. Calling him over. He was pranking everyone. Reaper says, if you guys want to see Eric yell for the first time, go check out his last short video. Goga, I think you'll no longer be able to call me demure after you see this video. Goga says, hey, my cutesy friend. Goga can only be referring to Eric Lapointe. Eric Lapointe is the most cutesy guy. He's a Christmas tree farmer. Christmas tree farmer is literally an elf. Can it get any more cutesy than a Christmas tree farmer? Global just bought a new car. What do you get, Global? I know you like things that are fast. Let's see. Austin drops Ginger's channel. Hey, thank you, Austin. Eric says hey to Global. Let's see. Global says, I need help getting subscribers. Hey, we can help you with that. Go to Mayhem and Miracles. She's got a wonderful channel. I believe she's live right now. I got her. Oh, she's done. Done for the day. Mayhem and Miracles is a great channel to gain supporters. Just like saying subscribers, because subscribers gives me that feeling of what's the word I'm looking for? That it's impersonal. I got 5,000 subscribers. I have very few supporters. I count on those supporters. I appreciate those supporters. My entire channel for my friends. Ginger says, lost interest in NFL after Steelers messed up Favre when he played for the Vikings. Steelers should have lost everything. I don't remember that. I'll be honest, I haven't really followed football. I never really followed football. I know a bit about it because I like individual players and great teams. But our friend Burpee Reaper is a Raiders fan. I'm a fan of the Burpee Reaper. no one reps out like the Burpee Reaper. No one is a better friend. So, hey, he's a Raiders fan. I'm a Raiders fan. Let's see. Global says on 22. So I see 221 subscribers for Global, 222. We'll help with that. Global says, need to hit the 500 mark, Eric Bro. Give me 1 second. All right, Global, you're a moderator. So that makes it easier for you to click on people's channels, visit them, leave a comment, show some support, and 99% of the time, 9 out of 10 times, they do the same thing. Goga says, I saw you doing burpees. That was amazing. Who did you see doing burpees? Eric Lapointe or the Burpee Reaper? Those guys are most certainly amazing. Me, I'm just an old guy doing burpees in his basement. Austin says, hi to Goga. Oh, Mercedes, nice. I knew it'd be something fast and something classy. Global says, no worries, bro. Appreciate it though. Eric Point says, I connected to Global, but one day I will come and ask you for a favor. Joking. You know what he's going to ask for? He wants a ride in the Mercedes. We all want to ride in the Mercedes. Reaper says, have a great day, guys. I'm out. Time to get the money. All right, Reaper. It's nice to have you back from vacation. Goga says, take care, Reaper. Goga says, you, Yogi. Just an old guy doing burpees in his basement. The only reason I changed it to Yogi, because who's going to watch a channel called An Old Guy Doing Burpees? An old half-naked guy, an old half-naked bald guy doing burpees in his basement. No one's going to tune into that. Do you know how I know? Because no one tunes into it now. The burpees, least popular thing that I do on YouTube. Understandable. Ginger says, I can't wait. I'm going fishing up the Boundary Waters by Canada for a walleye, fishing for trip this year. And I already have my trips for next year. Nice. Where are you going to go next year? Hey, are you you should subscribe to some of our fishing channel friends. There's a couple of them. Anything is possible. I don't know if you'll be able to open this link or not. If you're not on a desktop, I think it leads back to me. I apologize. So you know what? I'm going to get back to Goga. By far the best live streamer I've come across. Others are really good. Goga, the entirety of his channel, helping people, making your channel better. I always gain a supporter or two. I always find people that I want to support when I go there, and I learn something. There's never been a time when I haven't visited Goga. There's never been a time when I visited Goga that I haven't learned something that has helped my channel grow. And he does it in a very fun, joyful manner. If you hang out with someone who's joyful, again, I use the term infectious. You walk away. When the live stream's over or when you have to go, you walk away feeling better, being better. You're literally a better person. Let's see. Ginger says, Minnesota, up by Ely. I used to watch Fish and More. Did I get that right? Man, I love Minnesota. Beautiful state. Goga says, Eric, you always was kind of me, my demure friend. I've put the demure thing aside. I have proof. I have a YouTube short just up this afternoon that defies the demure label. I think from now on, Goga's going to come in and say, my ferocious friend, my loud and boisterous friend. I'm almost positive. It's the loudest I've been in 30 plus years. So speaking of our friend, Anything is Possible, Bob, he mentioned the same thing happened with his YouTube shorts. He went from getting a couple thousand views to like instantly drop to under 10. Same thing happened to me. No idea why. Well, I mean, obviously, for whatever reason, you fall out of favor with YouTube algorithms. How do you regain the favor? And I guess it doesn't matter. You know, I don't want to base the entirety of my channel on how many shorts are viewed. I love doing YouTube shorts. I love doing nature shorts and highlighting what I see right outside my front door. Sniper says, follow me global. What's your angle? What do you mean, Sniper, channel wise? Goga says, I just saw it. You had to rehearse to be undemure. That's true. I like that phrase, undemure. It was a struggle. It was, you know what? After I did it, I had to go lay down. I felt faint. I had the flutters. I had to fan myself. I had to recline back in the chair. I had to get a glass of ice cold lemonade to fully recover. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to talk again for the rest of the day, locally and spiritually. I used all my prana, all my chi, as you can tell. That it was a full chi from, you know, Japanese martial arts, the Hara spiritual center. Goga said, you're always very soft-spoken. Have you ever been loud? No, and it's just gotten more so. And Mocha says that all the time. She's like, when I met you, you were soft-spoken, and now you're barely audible. So I'm always saying, you know I can't hear you. You know I can't hear you. Ginger says, it's people's views and politics. Everyone wants to know everyone else's lives, not trying to negative. I fish just to remember people are there. I'm from the woods. Don't get much. I'm with you too. You know, one of the things that you asked when you hung out the other day was politics, and I said, nope, we don't really do. don't really do politics. I don't mind talking. I love talking values. And it's funny, when I talk my values are reflected in the first two branches of Raja Yoga, the yamas and the yamas. I practice non-harming, non-stealing. I lay out the yamas, I lay out the practice, and people immediately say, "Oh, so you're a socialist," as if helping people should ever have a label. Um, so yeah, I love talking values, and people can make of that what they want, but it's not politics. If I had a politics, I'd call it the politics of love, the politics of kindness. Goga says that looked like too much for you. It was a lot, and if it wasn't for Burpee Reaper, it never would have been done. Eric Point says, I have special headphones to listen to yogi. This is real. Are you serious? I need to see a video of that. I need to see a video. The yogi headphones. Sometimes I feel like I'm being too loud because I'm trying to project into the camera. Don't get out. Man, I think Eric Lapointe would say the same thing as I'm about to say. I'd rather be out in the woods than talk politics. And I know Eric Lapointe would rather be out in the woods too. Let's just say nature. I'd much rather be out in nature than talking politics. Chillin', hey chillin'. Chillin' says, I get a kick out of people that say they are not into politics, and every aspect of human life in America revolves around politics, from food prices to personal safety. Well, don't get me wrong. I vote, and I am concerned, and I'm active, but I'm not invested. Meaning, if you were to come in here and say, this is who I'm going to vote for, this is my stance, I could respect it. I don't invest your identity as being against anything that I am for whatsoever. Does that make sense? Eric Point says, you got it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. This is all springing from Burpee Reaper being a Raiders fan. And now we're getting a cottage industry of videos. Foreman says, got a new chain, Eric. New file. Going to give hand sharpening a try. Interesting. So as soon as you said you got a new chain, I was thinking you're going to use it to work out. Foreman said, or Goga says, the point, he is always on full volume on my screen. Eric says, true. Laugh with Goga. And I'm really, honestly, I am really trying to project. Semper says, chillin', when he looked even deeper, the American court system is still controlled by the British. Them's fighting words. Interesting. I'd be interested in, to hear why you say that, Squirrel Sniper. Goga says, there is the noise of me, and then there's Eric. But I used this word yesterday when you were a guest. You have a vibrant quality. You have a vibrant quality that's louder than your voice. Does that make sense? That's what shines through. Man, the best channels. Goga, Stuart the Fish Whisperer, Anything is Possible. These are people who you show up on their live stream and you just want to hang, Eric Point, you just want to hang out with them, have a conversation. And as I mentioned, when you're done, you just feel better. Man, if I could offer, well, no one wants to hear my advice on anything. But if you're starting a YouTube channel, be that channel. Be the channel where people come and hang out and they walk away and they feel a little bit better. Vibrations have been raised. Hey, William. How are you? Gogo says, hey, William. As is Eric LaPointe. Chainsaw chain. Gotcha. So you're saying hand sharpening? What were you using before? Is there a machine for that? I always thought chainsaw was all done by hand. Sniper says, Julian, you still have the bills of exchange with the Bill of Rights, which is from the UK common law. Ah. It says, Yogi, just stick to your natural voice. We'll find ways around you. I appreciate hearing that. I don't think I could yell again. I don't think I have enough prana in my entire system to yell like that again. Maybe in a year. Maybe a year of intense meditation, breath work, and yoga asanas, I can regain the prana to yell like that once, man. I'm going to say once every 7 years. Once every 7 years, I can yell like that. I think. Gogo says, William says, I saw the greatest clip, Yogi. Nice. Thanks, William. Things I do for the Burpee Reaper. LaPointe has headphones. I listen to you at 100. I like that. I forget who it was who suggested I get a microphone. Might have been Squirrel Sniper. UK Medic. Nope, maybe not. Someone did. Someone said get a microphone. And I actually do have one. I just never use it. Sniper, who is a chainsaw expert, says, please don't use a machine to sharpen your chain. Foreman says he used a battery-powered sharpener. Was doing it wrong. My phone just got, there it is. My phone just got darker for some reason. Ginger says, today everybody wants to be first and number one. For all I gave that up when I paid my house off in 2021. With 5 kids, I realized it's money everyone wants, a cut of yours. That's pretty wise, Ginger. I'm in a similar position. I have a house that's paid off. That's why I can't afford to attempt to earn an income through YouTube. This will be my 3rd month coming up where I monetize. First 2 months started out promising. This month, a bit more difficult. Need to pivot, make some adjustments. I'm open to suggestions. Austin says hi to William and Squirrel. Sniper says it tempers the edges with the heat of the grinder disc. William says not wrong, Ginger. Yeah, for the most part, Ginger's preaching to the choir here. Poor man says makes sense, Sniper, and Eric LaPointe says true school Sniper. Yeah, both these guys use chainsaws for a living. William says I cannot speak my desires anymore, Ginger. I am existing. But we need to talk about that, William. Send me a message if you want. Let me know what's up. I mean, I know roughly. Ginger says 36 years old and I did it. Nice. Way to go. Hey, Alexandria. Sniper says, and every 4th time of sharpening, make sure you take the breaks down a tad that sits in front of the sharpened edge. Ginger says, 40 now? So you're a young man. 40 is young. And you got a house that's paid for. Kids growing up. You got a passion for fishing. You also seem very sensible, priority-wise. Army Castle says, I'm from India. I do not live on the streets. I'm happy to hear that, my friend. Foreman says, yep, will do. Got a brand new chain, so that's always nice. Eric Point says, and always put a good edge on it before every use, and tap the file on something hard to get the metal shavings out of as you use it. And I use a wise vise to hold the saw in place. The Reikis, am I saying that right? It's the Reikis that bruises the wood before the tooth cuts it out. I would not have thought that it would be that, not that it's complicated, but I just never put all those pieces together. Foreman says, also someone say, take the burr off the upper plate. It's a skill that takes a lot of practice. Hey, poor man, have you ever checked out Sniper's channel? You'll see some of his chainsaw carvings. One says, I wish there was any point to it anymore, Yogi. There is nothing that I can change and no longer going to try. Just wanted to say hello to everyone and pray peace. William, that simply isn't true. We've talked about this before. Both yoga, let's say all three, yoga, Buddhism, Course in Miracles, all say the same thing. Do not seek to change the conditions of the world. Seek to change how you view the world. Think to change how you think about the world. And then the world begins to change. Too much of a great task to go, and it never works. You can go out and protest anything you want. It's never going to bring about a change. Otherwise, think of all the great changes we'd have, people protesting. That doesn't mean that change doesn't happen. It means great change happens when people go within and they seek to change their projections, what they are projecting out in the world. You want to be a man of peace, you need to be peaceful. You want to be a man of love, a woman of love, you need to be loving. Going out in the world and demanding any of that isn't going to bring it about. However, going deep within, examining our unloving thoughts. And it is the same with to be prosperous, to be abundant, to have the things of the world in which you would like to have. You need to surrender all the things that keep you from realizing you're already connected to that which you need. Hey, Maja, how are you? Mayhem and Miracles. I was just talking about you. I don't know if our friend Global is still here, but we were talking about the best way to gain. It's always easy to say subscriber, but as I mentioned before, as I mentioned to Maja before, I've never gained a subscriber from her channel. I've gained supporters from her channel. And I'd much rather have a supporter than a subscriber. Wetback says, hey, hate myself for loving you. Well, I could do my best to be a little less lovable if that would make it better for you. Think I can do it? I don't know. I'm pretty darn lovable, but I can tamper it down a bit. We'll give it a shot. Wetback says, love the world. I don't think it should change. Interesting. So you don't think maybe less war, less crime, less starving children, all of that might be a nice thing to bring about? Mayhem says, hi to Eric Point. Ginger says, thank you. My kids don't see the struggle we went through. I was a dad at 16. Well, and all 5 kids have same mom. I point that out. It's a good thing to point out, actually, because people wouldn't suspect that if you say first kid at 16. Goga says, hi to Mayhem and Miracles. As is Scroll Sniper. Mayhem says, hi, I'm good. Thank you. I'm glad to hear. It was fun hanging out with you. Ginger says, it changes unless you change your own habits. And who you want everyone surrounded with. Who you want everybody surrounding you. I agree. Mayhem says, good to see you. Thank you, Masha. William says, it wasn't demanding change, but easier to give myself what I want and remove myself from the equation. No matter what you do, though, you can't remove yourself from the equation. You are the equation. There's nothing else that is not William. Eric Point says, William, you're one of 4 people feeling this way today. You're not alone. Thank you, Eric Point. We got some nice emojis for Mayhem. Says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Eric Point says, great song title, Wetback. Joan Jett. Saw her in concert. Small little club. Mayhem says, take care, everyone. Jake's staring at me. Hurry up, Mom. I got doggies to meet. Got to take care of Jake. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated. Tell Jake I said hi. Give Jake's a scratch behind the ear from me. Ginger says, William, I do it all the time. I always second guess. I always sound demanding, but I lost my interest in people because they will never have the same as you. They'll always be different. They are supposed to be different. However, for the second time I've said this today, and probably the 1000th time I've said it on my channel, on a live stream, Ramana Maharshi, when he was asked, how do we treat others? And his reply are, there are no others. The mistake that we have is that we go through life and we think that we are separate from other people, that we are separate from the environment, that we're separate from the world, that we're separate from the source, whatever label you want to give the source. If you spend any time in meditation, you soon come to the conclusion there is no separation. I always go to my favorite analogy that I love talking about with Jace. Waves to the ocean. Every wave is an individual. Different shape, different size, lasting a different point, lasting a different point in time. But it always collapses in the ocean. That's human consciousness. It's existence. That's life. That's reality. However, what happens is the wave trends and gains the belief that it is all important. Look at me. I'm a wave. I'm the entirety of the ocean. However, that's what causes suffering. Hi, Trending. How are you? Sniper says, stepping away from a situation only creates the first step of another. Exactly. You can't escape karma, where action, or remember, karma is not punishment. It's not retribution. It's not vengeance. It literally means action in Sanskrit. We are action producing beings. Every thought. Remember, Emerson said the ancestor to every thought, the ancestor to every action is a thought. Every thought has a karmic effect. Every action has a greater karmic effect. And on and on and on it goes. And then combined with other people, and we have a world of karma happening. But we can transcend karma. We can transcend the negative aspect of karma. One, producing better karma, better thoughts, better actions, being of service to people. That's the entirety of the path of karma yoga. It simply means the yoga of service. You surrender everything you do to God. Everything. You surrender every thought you have to God, every action you have to God, every job that you do, every person that you come in contact with. It's an opportunity to serve God. And you're creating better karma. Meditation. Meditation creates a gap in our thoughts. We fall into that gap. When we are in that gap, we're not having a thought. The breath is even suspended for a moment. We're not producing karma. We come out a little cleansed. The yoga of devotion. Again, everything is surrendered to God. We are of service to only God, and we see God in every person. When Mother Teresa was asked, how do you do what you do? How do you show up every day in the worst place in Calcutta? Children, literally starving, dying in front of you, and yet you show up every day, never missing a day. How do you do it? And she said, I simply see the face of Christ in all of his many distressing disguises. Everyone who shows up in your life is an aspect of God, an aspect of the source, an aspect of love, but they don't remember. But you do. So now everything's different. Now we're transcending karma again. But here's the number one way, and y'all probably guess. I know William's going to guess what I'm going to say. You want to transcend karma? Forgive. Forgive the cause, not the effects. The world is filled with effects. That's karma. Go within, forgive the cause. And everything changes. You say that you don't want things to change. Look around the world. Why wouldn't you? We could easily say the world's insane. Someone might say, why did God create an insane world? God didn't create an insane world. Why does God let children starve? God doesn't let children starve. We do. We have an insane world because we say, what can I do? It's too big for me. I can't feed every starving child. I can't stop crime. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's all too big. And yet everyone thinks that way. And so now we have a collective consciousness when nothing changes. Things get more advanced. We have easier ways of killing people. Talked about this with Squirrel Sniper before. We have the capability to feed every single starving child across the world almost instantaneously. And yet we go to bed every night believing it can't be fixed, can't be changed. And I'm as guilty as everyone. And here's the thing, guilty, key word, because we all have that guilt. And we project it outwards and it just brings us more guilt. We go within, that's the cause. Forgive the guilt. And things start to change. Sorry, guys. Trending says, have a great day ahead, sir. Thank you very much. Trending, my friend. Trending liked and shared, very much appreciated. I've had Trending up and playing through the day. I watched the 5-hour live stream. I'm going to have another one coming up. Trending says, Buddha love. And thank you. Ginger says, but my choice can't reflect on you. I'm a social butterfly. I love people, but I can't see people and their financial views. It's a waste. Sniper says, situation, forming nouns, detonating an action, or an instant of it. Exploration, detonating a result or product of action. Planetation, so one must sit down and contemplate before action then. And it actually can happen in an instant. That's the whole gift of meditation. You become mindful. Eric Point says, hey, trending. Junior says, I think that's why I like water. Tranquility. Or the ocean of consciousness. Sniper says, it's no longer a situation and a result is found. William says, ends up with me doing everything I can, the same as before, trying to live up to some idea of how or what to be, which seems to be the very cause of my problems and trick of the ego. But William, you see that now. That's what you forgive. And forgiveness is asking for a miracle. A miracle is bigger than you. It's bigger than what the ego can do. This is why you turn it over to God. You ask God for a miracle. A miracle isn't manifesting fish and loaves. It's not turning water into wine. It's not walking on water. It's asking for a shift of mind, a different way of seeing the issue. William, what are you doing to cause a shift in your way of thinking? Most people think they can't. This is me. This is what I do. Ask for it. Pray for it, but not in a beseeching, Lord, give me something that I don't have. Krishna, deliver me from this. Pray for the miracle of a different way of seeing the world. Sincerely. And praying isn't for asking something that you don't have. It's for asking for what you already have, but you are unable to see. That's the big difference. If you know it's of the ego, you don't always have to relate to the ego. Know that ego is an appearance. Hey, Mir, how are you? William says, nothing changes and it is pointless. My circumstances still don't change, no matter the effort or method attempted, and I'm fed up. Being fed up is pretty good, because now you might be ready for some real change. You're 28 years old. You've had, let's give you a 2-year grace period. Before you turned 2, you weren't thinking about any of the bigger issues. Let's give you a 4-year grace period, because after those 2 years, you might have been thinking about toys, sandboxes. But here's when things started getting different. Between 2 and 4, you started thinking about my toys, my stuff, my sandbox. Birth of the ego. So you've had 26 years of believing that you are an ego and nothing but an ego. And now you get a little fed up and you want things to change. It might take a little longer. It might not take 28 years. Speaking as a 59-year-old, careening from one mess to the next, take your time. Learn to love yourself, William. Better yet, remember that who you are is love. And then give that love away. And what you're supposed to be doing is just a detail. If you know your one and true only purpose is to give love away, then a job or a career or an opportunity is just a detail. Details come and go. Get quiet. Scroll Sniper is pointing out. Listen, not to your ego, not to your ego saying, I need to be better. I need to do this. I'm fed up with that. It's just the ego. You are not the ego. But you don't need to fight the ego. You don't need to combat it. Just smile at it. See through it. Accept it. But remember, it's not who you are. You are the silent awareness of the ego. You're the silent awareness of the thoughts. Jennings says, here still Sir Yogi. Well, thank you, my friend. William, nothing is broken. Nothing is broken, my friend. It feels like it. That's the trick of the ego. It's still broken. I've tried. Quit trying. Quit trying. You shouldn't have to try to love yourself. That's the ego. Whenever I say that, I feel like demonizing the ego, and I don't want to do that. Just see through it and realize, you know what, it might take more than whenever. William says, I need tangible results. Man, I feel you with that. That was the entirety of, when I got very, very sincere in my meditation yogic efforts, sincere in my studying of Course in Miracles, that wanted tangible results. And it all depended on the effort of my practice, how much I was putting in. By effort, it was coming to the realization that practice is the result. It's a whole point in Zen. Zen meditation, you stare at a blank wall, eyes slightly hooded, focusing on the belly rising, the belly falling. There's a story, a man who wanted to be enlightened. He was given these Zen meditation instructors by his Zen master, said, meditate. Hood your eyes, stare not directly, but let your gaze soften at the wall. Follow your breath from your belly, in and out. And he did it for 10 years and got fed up. Went to see the Zen master and said, look, I've done this for 10 years. I'm no more enlightened than I was before. And the Zen master smiled and said, your practice is enlightenment. Giving away love is your purpose. So you're looking for tangible results. Is there anything more tangible than loving someone? Is there anything more tangible than loving someone who has offended you, who has hurt you? Because now you're surrendering the ego. Hey, Gregory. I am way behind in my conversation here, guys. I apologize. Where it says it means everything when it affords a place to live and bills paid. I agree. 100%. As I mentioned before, hey, Buddha, I'm going through some similar things. I got to make a decision relatively soon. I've, for a year, I paid all the bills that was supposed to be split. Took almost all of my savings that I had, that I thought I could comfortably live on for a while. So my thought of earning an income, talking on YouTube, the time frame has been drastically cut down to, I think, 6 hours and 12 minutes. 6 hours and 12 minutes, everything's going to change. But my purpose never changes. If I got to go out and get a job, I go out and get a job. Not looking forward to it at age 59, thinking that I was done with all that. But you do what you got to do. Everything else, that's just outer conditions. Outer conditions. Ginger says, this is not my ego, but my daughter is 22 and has a 401k and investments at 19, pays cash for everything. 18-year-old daughter is graduating, making $60,000. Not your ego, but it is certainly a sign of awesome parenting, my friend. Excellent. William says, if only I had been so smart, Ginger. Buddha says, yeah, I don't have no ego. Gregory says, so everyone, I hope all is well. Thank you, Gregory, my friend. Nice to see you. Here says, Sir Yogi, near 10K subs, sir. You go visit Mir's channel real quick. Man, 9.99K. Is there anyone here who's not subscribed to our friend Mir? Buddha says, congrats to Ginger. Man, we just need one more. So if there's anyone who's not, please do. Trending says, hey to Buddha. Roy says, every effort is made mockery. If it is all trivial, what is the point? I am plagued with more knowledge than anyone dare possess, and it works against me in a squared regression. So relax. It's not trivial. Maybe, and I'm not saying it is, maybe misdirected. Ginger says, my 18-year-old daughter will be going to her for winter case soon. I tell my kids, before you leave here, your rent is only your investment in yourself. Wow, nice. And you leave no later than 25. Very nice. Again, that awesome parenting. Roy says there's only more people were taught that way. Trending says, background BGBG means background, sir. Thank you for that. Can always use a refresher. So, hey, Dretson, how are you? Dretson says, peace, peace. Square Surface says, Boot of Destiny, we all have an ego. It's our ego that controls our cognitive dissonance, and I'm confident it is connected to our individual intuition. We just train the ego to drive safely. I think I would see things a little differently, especially from a scientific angle of neuroscience, where there's literally no such thing as an ego. You can dissect the brain and not find an ego. A collection of thoughts, an energetic appearance, non-entity entity within the mind, but not the brain. When it's seen through, when it's seen as illusory, it still might appear, but now it has no substance, no weight. And for me, intuition always transcends the ego. It's my ego that wants to demand an intuitive response. It's my ego that says, I am my intuition, but it's always spirit that graces me with that intuitive. But I could be wrong. Warren says, you cannot even find thoughts, memories, or brains are merely transceivers. Nicely said, Roy. So, William, there is a different way for the situation that you are in. I don't know it. I don't have any career advice for you whatsoever. My career life has been largely in shambles, sometimes purposely so. Some might say I sabotaged every career advancement where I could have went from manager of a store to district manager to regional manager, and they're like, we panicked. Didn't panic at all. I did not want that. I panicked at the thought of maybe doing it, finding myself with a boat and a sports car and all the toys that I've never particularly wanted, but for some reason found myself chasing after. So I stepped aside 100%, completely. My sole function, offer love on YouTube for pennies. I'm offering you guys love on YouTube for mere pennies a day. Could not be happier. Could not be happier doing what I'm doing. I don't think I'm all that great at it, but every day is an opportunity for me to open my heart and give it away to the best that I am able, Some days I feel like I'm more able than others. Score Stepper says the ego stops the intuition of downloads, in my honest opinion. Stops. Interesting. Moore says, I agree, Squirrel. If the ego is the accumulated influence of external observations, it is no wonder we have been adrift so long. Nice, William. So how about we turn away from the ego or see through it? How about if we ask for another way of thinking? Literally, ask for another way of thinking. Every situation that comes up, there's another way of thinking about this. There is another way of seeing what's happening right now. It can be based upon fear. There's not enough. I'm not good enough. That it's going to be a mess. No matter what I do, I'm going to get the same results. Every fear-based thought is of the ego. Every thought of love is an extension of love, an extension of who we are, an extension of God. That might be the only choice that we ever have. If the ego is accumulated influence of external observations, which I love, by the way, then how can it be a choice-making thing? Every choice is an illusion based upon all of its wants, all of its needs, all of the things that keep those thought collections believing itself as an entity. That's not free will. That's an automated. Yoga says, be aware. See all of that. See how the mind works. And in that awareness, you gain your identity. You are that awareness. Not the stuff churning around. You're the awareness. Course in Miracles simplifies it even more. Forgive it. And turn to love. Let's see. Samper says, those that I've met that get downloads are humbled. I think you'd have to be. And you know what? The ego will never be humbled. So humbling is the surrender of the ego to something greater. Look what happened to Moses on the mount. Hair turned white just by talking to a burning bush. Just from hearing the words, is our friend Buddha still here? I am that I am. Ginger says, you always find the dumbest one, but the time you find equal thoughts with someone will eventually take its toll. I am young, but learn from all GMS and, grandmas. Take me a second, even if they are not yours. Oh, man. Well said. We should always be learning from our elders. Some things. But just because someone's older, they might know better ways of living in the illusion, but they don't know that it's an illusion. If you wanted to get real, true wisdom, talk to a 1-year-old or have a conversation with your dog. Be in contact with someone who is not yet caught up in that egoic way of thinking. Semper says, and I've always said fear blocks your diamagnetic and ferromagnetic sensors, stopping you from going interdimensional and using your intuition. Well, some of that I don't understand, but I agree. And we've talked about this before. Fear definitely blocks. William says, I cannot claim a download, but I have foreknowledge of my future with alarming accuracy and used to be nauseated sense of deja vu. Hey, what if instead of having foreknowledge of your future, you've created your future with the present thoughts that you have now, and that your present thoughts have been based upon fear, so you are living in the fear-based reality that you created moment by moment by moment. Again, I'm going to use Christian terminology. Each moment You can choose the crucifixion. Life is harsh. Life is hard. It's limited. There's never enough. Homeless people, starving children, all of it. It's all okay. It's all part of the crucifixion. Or you can choose the resurrection. Reborn. Each moment is a rebirth. Do you want to keep being crucified over and over and over again, or do you want to be finally resurrected? That's the only choice. Do you not seek to change the world? Seek to change how you think about the world. And I know you said you don't want to change the world. However, that's the world you keep living in, moment by moment by moment. You keep creating the world that you live in. You want a better personal world? Observe your thoughts. What are you thinking? And then, don't fight those thoughts. Don't even push them aside. Ask for a better way of thinking. That's forgiveness. Is there a better way of seeing the world right now? Is there a better thought that I could have about this situation where I find myself? Simply says it's not I am what I am in the Greek translation. It is I will be what I will, whatever I will. Hence, we are all creators ourselves. Okay, I like that. And I do believe we're all creators ourselves. And we are either creating a world that believes in the crucifixion, or we are creating a world that believes in the resurrection. Ginger says they teach patients of 90 years old. We get away from just one Sue. Love the videos today, Sue. Ginger says you're a bored man without knowing your time spent. Feel it positive. Cypress says, William Hart, you have heard the story of Loki and the similarities to Jesus. William says they believe the cross was meant to represent the 4 seasons. Yeah, I don't get caught up in the symbolism. I keep things as simple as possible. The only lesson of the cross is that we can all survive our own crucifixion. And that life, as we know it, life from an egoic perspective, will always seek to crucify you. You'll always have a complaint. Life will always be hard. Life will always be limited. There will always be someone's out to get me. The man is keeping me down. God doesn't like me. My fate is sealed. If that's the case, be happy with the crucifixion. However, the resurrection shows that we can all be reborn. All of us. In an instant. However, all we have is an instant. The eternal instant. Be Confident says, hi to Just One Sue. Be Confident says, what is this stream about? It's a Raiders football channel. We talk Raiders 24/7. Sometimes. It is, we just talk. About whatever. I like to talk about yoga and meditation and breath work. But we do go all over the place. Be Confident says, I would like to follow this channel. Well, thank you. I'd love if you could, if you would. But only if it, only if it suits you. Only if you feel comfortable. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to call it an afternoon. Confident says, okay, I will give it a like. I'm interested in what this channel has to offer. Well, thank you. Sue says, I had a hard time getting to sleep last night after that capture I got. I bet. Exciting stuff. Confident says, I'm from America. I am too, my friend. I'm from Maryland. Welcome from Mississippi, my friend. William says, it's interesting the theories that come out in relation to the zodiacs as well. Well, I hope you find it helpful. Hope it brings you the whatever it is. Sniper says, Eric, would you like the Chronicon, the entire world's events in a chronological time frame of ancient antiquities? How do you like that? I'm not going to try to say it again. From the first known dated evidence to today. Yeah, you can give it to William. I'm happy this moment. Confidence says, I can tell you speak with wisdom, Eric. In my best moments. In my worst moments, I ramble on like a madman. Sniper says, William, break pattern. Wants his email. I can speak to Dawn if you want. Confidence says, meditation does do wonders on the soul. It certainly does. Or maybe better yet, meditation offers us a glimpse, moment by moment, of the soul. The soul being timeless, changeless, all-encompassing, unconditional love. And every time we meditate, we dip into that soul. We come out a little bit different, which is why the gift of meditation is one of accumulation. Each time we meditate, ego is reduced a little bit, the soul comes to the forefront, more and more. Let's see. Ginger says, well, you might be too comfortable with your everyday life. Try something even if you have. Confidence says, no, you seem like you know what you're talking about. But thank you. And that's awesome. Much appreciated. Trending says, appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you as well, Buddha. Sniper says, William, are you on Facebook? Be Confident says, I'm drinking some chocolate milk right now, and that is all natural. Nice. Enjoy, my friend. Confident says, I live eating healthy, so do I. Vegetarian, I'm a vegan. Sniper says, I'll find you through Eric then. 1 second. Confidence says, it's too bad that I came in late in the stream. I'll be back in about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'll do another live stream about 5:15, 5:20. So if you got time, I'd be happy to talk with you some more. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me. Much appreciated. And as I always say, if you're bored, nothing to do, come on back and hang out. We'll talk some more about the Raiders and other stuff. All right, guys. I'll see everyone later. Take care.